Hello, Scary Dolls.
Hello. Hello.
I'm Mandy.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Caro.
And you're listening to Scary Not Scary Podcast.
Yay.
Welcome back.
We're here.
We're going to be in February already by the time
What?
this episode comes out.
How do you know?
Really?
It's 18.
Because I think we have what? Well, we have... No. We're almost in February. Did I say we're in February?
Yeah, no, you said we're going into
We're going
February.
to be.
Yeah, we're going to be in February.
Yeah, but like in 2 weeks, no?
So this episode will come out on the 24th.
Oh.
And that'll be the last week of January. And then we'll be in February.
Oh. Well,
Well, technically, the next episode will be the 31st.
if we have one.
Well, technically, that'll be the bonus episode.
Oh, got it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. Tim said he's working on it. Sorry, guys.
Hopefully your baby pops out by then.
I'm so over being pregnant, guys. I'm done. I am done. I told Gato just to deliver the baby.
I know. I keep checking if she's dilated, but she won't let me. Come on, let me see.
Everybody, no baby yet. No baby yet.
Leave me alone.
Stop talking about it. You're jinxing me. Well, I blame Tim because every night he's like, my son's going to be born today. And I'm like, shut your mouth.
Jinx.
You jinx it every time you say that.
Oh.
Jinxing you.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Sabrina.
That's my ghost. Her name is Sabrina.
She's so mad.
She's probably mad for one or two reasons. Because she finished her Cheetos. Or because
You're not there.
I'm not there. Or because Tim's not letting her watch Ralph.
Oh my god, that
Tim,
movie.
let her watch
So technically one of three reasons.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh my
I
god,
know.
you guys.
What's been going on? Oh my god. Yeah, like her voice is getting louder and louder the older she gets.
Those lungs.
I can't. Take her home, Gato?
I don't want to.
She's a little mini you with the Crocs anyways.
Oh my god, we have matching Crocs, me and Sabrina.
They do.
I saw that.
Purple.
Glitter.
And she was so proud of it too. Did you see her in the video?
She
Like,
walked next to
Yeah.
her. Like, look at what
oh my
we have.
god. Well, she became obsessed with Crocs because of Gato. Like, she just loved her shoes.
You guys, if you ain't cracking, you ain't rocking. I have Crocs. Even my cat has Crocs. I mean, they're technically not cat Crocs. They're for those American me dolls. But
I'm
he
like,
wears them.
tell everybody the truth. They're not cat Crocs.
I
You
know.
force them to be cat Crocs.
Okay, but they fit him, so it's fine.
It works.
It works.
You, Ash, anything going on with you?
No. I'm just fat. I'm pregnant.
I'm sorry.
That's all I do.
I just stare at these two because they're just pregnant and miserable. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
I'm living my best life.
I'm living my best life just to me and my cat. Just relaxing, you know?
No.
Relaxing.
I don't
having a
even
good
go anywhere
time.
anymore, you guys. Like, I just sit at home.
I had the best week, to be honest.
You did?
My aunt came in from Amarillo to stay with us, and we were like doing something every day. Like, we went for a walk at the trail, we went to Super Target, we went to go eat. Like, that was the most I've been out of the apartment because Tim works from home, and then by the time he gets off of work, it's too late to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So I had fun.
I don't even remember what I've been doing.
You came over for a little bit.
There you go. That's doing something.
Guys, I quit my job.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, God.
I wasn't sure if you were going to say anything.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm sure, like, if you have me on Snap, you see me out and about a little more during the daytime. Like, if I didn't got nothing to do, which I technically don't.
And she means the job where she has to wake up at like 7 in the morning to get ready. Not this job.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel good. I feel good about my, I can never say that word.
Decision.
I feel good about it. I would wake up and I would honestly, like, sit in my car and kind of, like, cry. Like, I don't want to leave.
Well, literally the day it happened, you came over and we were both eating our fillings.
Yeah. When I did it, when I told them, like, that I was submitting my, what do you call it?
2 weeks
My
notice?
my resignation. I just resigned that day.
Yeah.
I was like, Mandy, what are you doing? And then we came over and bought like 50 nuggets and 4 burgers or something. I don't remember.
Because I had gotten some bad news that day and I was just crying. She called me.
Crying.
She called me in the middle of
Her
me
meltdown.
crying. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh my God, what happened to baby?" I'm like, "No." I'm like trying to talk through my tears. I'm coming over. I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
We were just on the couch being on the couch. We were on the couch being bums and crying.
And crying. I mean, it wasn't all bad. I met a lot of nice people, good people, and I love every one of them. It was just time for a change. And
Yeah.
sometimes, no matter like how friends you are with someone, you just have to just do it. And I had no intentions of doing it, but that day I woke up and I'm like, I'm gonna quit today. And I did. And it was so nerve-wracking. So you guys, just like, you know, if you're just like not happy, just do what makes you happy.
Do you. Do what's best for you. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my advice of the day.
And you know what? And also too, like I think you're in a position where you're able to, like, if you're unhappy, then do what you got to do to find your happiness. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I don't have any big bills. Thank God. I don't have any kids or anything, or like, you know, some people can't just get up and leave.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just happy that I can. But okay, I don't want to cry. And
Yeah, I know. Please
let's talk about something else.
I'm like, please don't cry because I'll cry with you. And I'm all emotioned out. I'm just going to sit here and cry and stare at you. Okay.
Let me fix my bra.
Ooh, we got real deep right there. So this week's episode, we decided to cover crimes that involve fetishes, or what I've been calling it is fettuccini. What's your fettuccini?
Your fettuccine.
Your fettuccine.
What's your fettuccine?
Alfredo.
That's what Tim said yesterday. He's like, chicken Alfredo.
I'm hungry now.
Oh, sorry.
So, yeah, that's what we're doing. And I came across some very disturbing things.
Very.
There's some weird people out there,
You
guys.
And there's some weird fetishes too.
Yeah.
This is totally weird, but when I was reading about fetishes, I read about people that get aroused by sun rays. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like they get aroused by the sunlight. And I'm like, I mean, I'm sure it's harmless, but what if you're outside and, you know, kids play outside and stuff and you're like all horny? Like, I don't think that's a good idea.
I came across one, I forgot what it's called, but it's where their fetish is, it's a sexual arousal, but they get sexually aroused when pretty much like they save somebody or like when they feel needed. So like they would purposely like put people in danger and then turn around and save them because they got like aroused by it.
Oh,
I feel like all that I read was like sexual fetishes.
That's a lot that came up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like all the other fetishes is like we were talking about earlier, my strange addiction,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like stuff like that. You know what I mean? I think that would be cool to talk about, like another episode on.
Yeah,
But
that would be good.
like as far as criminal fetishes, it was all sexual arousals. Yeah. So
definitely.
like the disclaimer in the beginning of this episode, listener discretion is advised. I wouldn't suggest you have any children listening to this episode that are under the age of 18.
Yes.
Just saying.
So this is an 18 and up episode, guys. So before we get started, just wanted to say that again. Okay, thanks.
18 and up. I mean, unless you're like 16 with kids, then you already know how this works.
You're good.
You're fine.
You're good. You're considered an adult.
Yeah.
You're over there adulting. So I'm going to go ahead and go first. So mine is on, it's called verophilia or vor. It's an infrequently presenting paraphilia characterized by the erotic desire to consume or be consumed by another person or creature. So pretty much like you're sexually aroused by the thought of eating someone or something eating you.
Sorry.
Like food-wise, like consuming.
Like as a snack?
Like as a snack.
Not eating you.
not that kind of eating. Like I'm gonna take a bite of your flesh, and like when I bite your flesh off, you're like aroused by it.
Oh no.
With tapatio.
So my person It's sick. It's so sick. Oh my God, it's so sick. Oh my God. So his name is Armin Muse. He's from Germany. This guy pretty much found his, I would say in air quotes, victim on the internet, but he wasn't really a victim because he wanted to be eaten. So like he had, ever since okay, let me just start from the beginning. Oh my God, this guy is crazy. So pretty much he's a former computer repair technician. He like pretty much achieved the national notoriety for killing and eating a voluntary victim in 2001, who he found on the internet. He's the third and youngest son of his family. He had two older half-brothers from his father's previous relationship with another woman. His father abandoned him when he was 8, and he did say during his interview with the police that he started having sexual arousal fantasies about eating his classmates at age 8. So he was in elementary school when he started having like these sexual like fetish desires. He said that he would just sit around and like fantasize about like eating his classmates, eating his teacher, and like he found himself aroused by it.
Ew.
So yeah, it's kind of disturbing, like thinking of an 8-year-old kid like having that kind of like fantasy. You know what I mean? It's I don't know. So basically, he started. As he got older, he wanted to make his fantasy come true. So he went ahead and posted on Craigslist online. I don't know if it was like the dark, I'm assuming maybe the dark web, or if it's just regular Craigslist. I don't know. You can post some weird shit on Craigslist back then. It's not as restricted as it is nowadays. But I know back then there was some like weird shit, especially in the 2000s. So basically what he did is he advertised online. He called it the Cannibal Cafe. And he stated that he was looking for and I quote, looking for a normally built 18 to 25-year-old man to be slaughtered and then consumed. So I can't pronounce this guy's name. I'm going to butcher it, but Bernd Jürgen Armando Barendas, an engineer from Berlin, answered to the advertisement in March of 2001. Many other people responded besides him, but they all backed out. But this guy was like all in. So he flew from Berlin to where Armin was at to make both their fantasies come to life, pretty much.
What the fuck?
So weird thing is that Armando, I'm just going to say Armando was actually in a long-term committed relationship with his boyfriend. And his boyfriend didn't even know that he left to go to Armin to like do this stuff. He didn't find out until pretty much like the police found his body and all that. So he had to actually testify, and come to find out he did have that fetish where his boyfriend did say that when they were sexual, like when they had sex, that Armando wanted his boyfriend to like bite him. And then like he even said that he would pay him $3,000 to bite his penis off. But of course, like obviously his boyfriend loves him too much to do that, but he said that he would just put his teeth around it and he would get aroused. And he thought maybe it was just a fetish, but he didn't think it was to the point to where he actually wanted to be consumed.
What the fuck?
So during the trial, it kind of helped. What's his name?
Yeah.
You know, because it was like, oh, like, okay, it was volunteered.
Yeah.
And also, too, this is where it gets a little bit more disturbing.
More?
I was like, really?
But wait, there's more. So they met up together. They made a videotape when they met on March 9, 2001 in Armin's home. It's a small town in Westfield, west of Roddington. I can't pronounce that other word. It's like Anderfulda, and somewhere in Germany. So pretty much they showcased Armin amputating Armando's penis with Armando's agreement. The two men attempted to eat it together.
Oh.
Mind you, while both were sexually aroused.
So romantic.
Yeah, so I can't. So, but in order for this to happen, Armando took a bunch of sleeping pills. He bottled down cough syrup. it was like to pretty much slow his breathing, and so that way he can kind of like take the pain pretty much, because he didn't want to feel like the full aspect of like his penis getting chopped off. But he did ask Armin to try to bite it off, but Armin couldn't because the skin was too tough, so he decided to cut it off with a knife, and he cooked it like a sausage.
Oh my god.
And they had like a romantic dinner of eating his penis. I told you, it's very disturbing.
Oh my god. I'm sorry.
And Armin did say during the interview with the police that it was very chewy without it being cooked. So it was very tough to bite into. So he decided to fry it with salt, pepper, and wine and some garlic to give it some flavor.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. It's just crazy.
There's actually court officials who saw the full video. Yeah, so they had to review this stuff for like the trial and all that.
Oh my god.
I don't want to be gross, but I want to watch this video.
I don't think I would be able to watch it. I don't know.
Oh my god.
So pretty much they saw that Armando was willing to do it. He was, even in the video, they did say that he was like instructing him on what body part he wanted to start with first. And I guess he was making sounds of being aroused by when Armin was like cutting off his part. And so afterwards, and he recorded like the whole thing, like this whole thing they recorded. So after they had like their fancy romantic dinner, penis dinner, Armin went ahead and ran Armando a bath before going to ran him a bath. After he ran him a bath, he sat down and read him a Star Trek book.
How cute.
And every 15 minutes, he would go and check on, Armin would go and check on Armando to make sure he was okay. He ended up bleeding out in the bathtub. He said a prayer for him. Armando did say they did say in the video that Armando did say, I'm okay with you eating me. This has been my fantasy, blah, 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 all this stuff. So pretty much he died. After he died, Armin hung Armando on a meat hook and chopped up his body and preserved body parts and meat from his body and put it in the freezer and actually fed on him for the next, I think it's 10 months.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Until Armin went ahead and was like, you know what? I'm running out of meat from Armando's body. So he went ahead and posted online for another volunteer victim. So there was a college student that actually came across the ad and was like, this is fucking weird. And like reported it to the police. And that's how he was caught.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I can't.
What the
And they said that this was like a 4 to 6 hour videotape that he recorded.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's disturbing. So they said that he consumed up to 20 kilograms of flesh. So that would be like 44 pounds of flesh that he consumed.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Doesn't that mess with your brain?
I don't know. It's just disturbing.
Like didn't he get sick 10 months? Like us, we can barely keep cow meat for like 2-3 months.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
maybe if you freeze it, I don't know. I don't know how human body parts work.
Yeah, they said that he put it in a freezer under pizza boxes. So if he had pizza boxes, I'm assuming he was also eating pizza and other foods too with the meat.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it wasn't like an everyday thing. You know what I mean?
Just like
maybe it was like his dessert. I don't know. Or like that's how he masturbated. He like
the frozen meat in his hand.
I don't know.
But like I'm just internally laughing so hard because I could just picture both dudes with like a penis in the middle of a table just eating.
But I'm also like, how was Armando's like because he took all these sleeping pills and like downed a whole thing of cough syrup. So he was probably like not even all there, you know what I mean? But they said that they heard his consent on the video camera. Like before they even started anything, he like consented to everything. It was like saying that it was his fantasy. He always wanted to be consumed. And this was his dying wish to make his fantasy come to life.
Oh, well. I mean, to each their own.
I mean, I guess. I was kind of like in the beginning, like, how in the hell you're not going to tell your boyfriend, like, where you're going? But then I was like, oh, maybe his boyfriend might have, like, convinced him not to do
Yeah.
His boyfriend was probably like, bitch,
They're like,
that's
no.
my dick.
So December 2002 is when the college student alerted the authorities about the new advertisement online. They searched his home. They found body parts and the videotape of the killing from that night. On January 30th, 2004, Ehrman was convicted of manslaughter and sentenced to 8 years and 6 months in prison. The case attracted pretty much like every media attention you can ever think of. And apparently in Germany, cannibalism isn't like a crime.
What?
Supposedly. I don't know if it was just back then or what. So pretty much they couldn't like convict him to a life term because they couldn't convict him for a life term because they had proof that his victim was he was willing to get eaten and killed. You know what I mean? So they could only charge him with so much. So they also put in here as a fun fact that while Ehrman was in prison, he has since become a vegetarian. But he still believes that there are about 800 cannibal people in Germany that are aroused by the same thing. But this is what I learned about cannibalism and what did I say? My thing was cannibalism and verophilia. So cannibalism is more of like a lifestyle, like an act, like people that choose to eat human meat. And that are not sexually aroused. And then the verophilia are people that are sexually aroused by eating other humans or being consumed by a human or something.
Okay.
So there's a difference.
Yeah.
So they named him like the cannibal of like Germany, but he technically like there's like this whole controversial thing like people that are cannibals or claim to be cannibals are like, no, like it's not the same thing. Like he was sexually aroused. Like when we eat meat, it's like being a vegetarian. Like we choose that lifestyle. It's not, we're not sexually aroused by it.
Yeah.
So they went ahead and retrialed him in April 2005, the German court had a retrial after prosecutors appealed his sentence, arguing that he should have been convicted of murder because he killed for sexual gratification, a motive proved by his having to videotape the crime. So they're saying pretty much because he videotaped it, it was so that way he can go back and relive it. So it was like his own little what do you call it? Like, what do you call it when the serial killers, when they take something from somebody?
A keepsake or something?
Yeah, like a keepsake. Like it was his own little like keepsake where he can go back and like relive the murder the whole time. Mm-hmm. So the court ruled that the original trial had ignored the significance of the video and disapproving the argument that he only killed because he had been asked to kill. They're saying no, he killed for sexual gratification. He recorded it so he could relive it. They had him go and see a psychologist, and the psychologist agreed, like, yes, it was his fantasy, and he was planning on reviewing the tape over and over again for sexual gratification. Mm. So on May 10, 2006, they convicted him of murder and sentenced him to life in prison.
Well, yeah, because he posted the second Craigslist thing.
Yeah, because he was planning on doing it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that should be enough right then and there.
Well, yeah, but then also it was like volunteered.
From the victim, yeah.
From the victim.
So he did say, and he did say he was like, I wasn't gonna do this to somebody involuntarily. Yeah. But I think that was so that way he can try to cover his ass too. You know what I mean? But yeah, so
this is tricky.
It is.
Ways,
yeah,
it's a gray area.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then there's like this whole article on the boyfriend, and he was just like getting into like details about his relationship with Armando, and like there's like Armando wanted to pay his boyfriend $3,000 to bite his penis off. No, thank you.
But, you still have to pee, you know.
You know
Like,
what? Make it 5 and you got a deal.
But no, remember Armin said that it's too hard to bite it off.
Oh, yeah.
It's too
Unless
chewy.
you're like really angry. Maybe.
I'm sorry. I just can't.
I just can't imagine, like, I don't know, like somebody biting my flesh off, and instead of screaming and crying in pain, I'm like moaning and arousal. I can't, like, no. They're
freaky.
Well, there is a fetish where, like, your fetish is to be is to like get bitten, like you like for
like a vampire.
people to bite you, yeah, but not to the point to where you're like bleeding with your flesh coming off
and die.
I wonder if those people would survive the zombie apocalypse, though. That would like to, you know,
probably
be eaten alive by something. Can you imagine? It's so horrible. Instead of them crying, they're like, oh. Oh my god. Okay, I don't want to offend anybody. If you have that fetish, I'm sorry. But
you know,
it's just, I can't.
You're all entitled to your fetishes. I get it.
It was just horrible. Like, I was just reading it and I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, God.
I know. I was just like, what?
That is so crazy.
So they found each other and made their fantasies come to life.
How romantic, right?
Very romantic. They had a nice romantic penis dinner together.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
What's for dinner? Penis.
Garlic. What was it? Garlic.
Garlic and herb penis.
No, it's garlic. It's fried garlic penis.
Yum.
Oh, damn, but he forgot the noodles.
Oh, that would have been perfect.
Oh.
Imagine on top of the noodles.
Just a big old
penis Alfredo.
Oh my god. I hate you guys.
You're making it hot in here. Not in a good way either. I'm just like so uncomfortable.
Okay, chill. It's my turn.
I'm sorry. One last thing. When you said that you cooked it like a sausage, I had sausage and egg for breakfast.
Oh.
And I was like, ew, no.
Penis and egg taco.
Never gonna look at
Like,
the same
I'm
way.
like spam and egg, but it's penis and egg.
Yo, I love spam.
Same. I love
Oh
spam.
my goodness.
I can't.
All right, are y'all ready?
I'm so ready for yours.
So mine is on Jerry Brudos. He is actually known as the lust killer or the shoe fetish slayer.
Shoe fetish slayer?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Sorry. Okay. Let's start. Jerry was born in Webster, South Dakota. He was the younger of 2 sons. Actually, his mother always wanted a daughter, so when he was born, she was kind of like upset and she would treat him like shit. And she would subject him to emotional and physical abuse. So it started there, I'm guessing. Jerry had a fetish for women's shoes from the age of 5. He would play with stiletto heel shoes that he found at a local junkyard. So he started really young. He reportedly attempted to steal the shoes of his first grade teacher as well. He had also a fetish for women's underwear and claimed that he would steal underwear from his neighbors as a child. And he also spent a lot of his teenage years in and out of psychotherapy and psychiatric hospitals. So his mother's abuse was like so bad that it kind of like messed with him. In his teenage years, Jerry began to stalk local women. So he would knock them down or choke them until they were kind of like unconscious and then steal their shoes and run away because he liked shoes. At the age of 17, he abducted and beat up a girl and threatened to stab her if she didn't follow his sexual demands. He was arrested and taken to a psych ward for about like 9 months. He underwent a psych eval. What did I say? Psych.
A psych
eval. And he was actually diagnosed with schizophrenia. So, despite all of that, all his problems and all that, he actually graduated from high school in 1957 and became an electronics technician. In 1961, he married a girl named Darcy. She was 17 and he was already 22. So creepy, right? He was already pedophile. So he would ask Darcy to do housework, but naked. So he'd be like, okay, you have to cook and clean, but you can only wear high heels. So he would
nothing
have
else.
Nothing else. He would have her do housework in high heels, and he would take pictures of her.
Oh.
Yeah. So like at night he would go out and steal shoes and lace underwear again from like his neighbors' houses. And he kind of went through like a transgender period where he used all the stuff he would steal. He would use it and just like kind of like put it on like to escape reality and just feel like, I don't know, his fantasy. Jerry also had a garage that his wife wasn't allowed to go into. He had like some sort of intercom system that if she ever needed him or anything, she would have to like ring it and he would be like, okay, I'm on my way, or, you know, but she was never allowed to go in there. Bitch. Yeah. Which is fucking weird.
I'd be like, hell no.
Beep. Honey, dinner's ready. So between 1968 and 1969, Jerry bludgeoned and strangled 4 young women, and then he also attempted to attack 2 others. In January 1968, there was a woman by the name of Linda Slauson. She used to sell encyclopedias door to door. So he pretended to be interested and lured her into his basement, knocked her out with a wooden plank, strangled her, and then he would dress her up like a life-size Barbie. So with all the clothes that he stole and stuff, he would save it and dress up the girls like, and then take pictures of them. Like if they were like life-size dolls. He liked her foot so much, he used a hacksaw and he cut off her left foot. And he would put the foot in the freezer, and whenever he wanted, or whenever he got like new shoes, he would put her foot like in the shoe and take pictures because he liked that foot.
Oh my god!
What
Yeah.
the
It was like one specific foot that he
One
like.
foot, yeah, and he would use it to model his collection of high heels and take pictures of it.
Oh my
So-
god.
He later disposed of her body in the Willamette River, but he kept the foot. He liked that foot. So a few months later, he abducted an 18-year-old. Her name was Karen Spinker. He brought her to his garage and then made her also try on his collection of women's clothes and make her pose and take pictures. Then he raped her and strangled her. And then Jerry would have sex with her body a couple more times. Like, so she was already dead and he was still like raping her and stuff. But with this one, he cut off her breasts to make molds. So he liked her breasts. He cut them off so he can make molds and wear them around the house, I guess. Because he wanted boobs or something. So then after that, that's not funny, sorry. See, he threw her body in the same river. Next victim, her name was Jan. Her motorcycle or something broke down and he offered to drive her to his house so she can use the phone and call a tow truck. He ends up strangling her again, hanging her body on a pulley, and then he would have sex with it, dress up the body, and take pictures of it. And this time he really liked her boobs, so he cut her boobs off too, and he made a resin mold out of one of them, and he would use it as a paperweight.
What the hell?
When the body began to rot, again, he took her to the same river and threw her body in there. He's just like dumping bodies in that river. Next victim was Linda. Also did the same thing, strangled, took pictures. But this time he didn't like her boobs. He said they were too pink, so he didn't cut them off.
Too pink.
So me and Mandy are safe. Our boobs are not pink. Our nipples.
Sorry, Ash. Your boobs are getting cut off.
Wait, they have to be pink? Or
He
didn't like pink ones?
nipples. He said, hell no.
Oh, mine are brown. We're fine.
Oh, we're all fine.
Okay,
We're
we're
good.
safe. Wait, he didn't like pink
He
nipples.
didn't like pink nipples. Mm-mm.
So he liked brown nipples. So we're not
be
safe.
Oh, wait. Oh, damn. That's what oh, yeah. Oh, damn.
Damn.
Never mind.
Our titties are getting cut off, y'all. Jerry used to dress up in women's clothes, right? And then masturbate after he committed a murder. So that's what turned him on, sorry. So he would just be masturbating in women's clothes. So eventually a fisherman found 2 of the bodies. I think it was, 2 of the bodies in the river. And then they started investigating and all that. And eventually it led to Jerry. On June 28, 1969, Jerry, he pled guilty to 3 first-degree murders. I know there was 4, but he didn't take pictures of one of them, so they didn't count it against him. They didn't find any evidence, so they only counted 3 of them. So while he was incarcerated, Jerry had piles of women's shoe catalogs in his cell. He would write to major companies and ask them to send him magazines of shoes or girls wearing high heels. And he claimed that it was a substitute for porn, that he liked it that much.
What the hell?
Brudos died in prison on March 28, 2006 from liver cancer. So he recently, not so recent, but recently passed away from liver cancer. But
holy crap.
He had a shit ton of fetishes. It wasn't just feet.
It was feet. It was women's clothing. It was necrophilia.
Necrophilia, yeah.
He was just a crazy person. Oh, and he was never eligible for parole. He was doing 3 consecutive life terms.
I would think.
Did his wife ever? Well, obviously she found out, but did she ever
I didn't read anything about it, but
can you imagine being forced to cook naked? I feel like I would burn myself.
Yeah,
I'm clumsy
with all the grease
and all the oil pops on your titties.
No shit. No. Yeah. And it sounded like he went younger and younger on his victims too. The youngest was 18.
Yeah. Well, he was 22 and his wife was 17. Yeah. So he started there. But this guy was just really crazy. I can't imagine him dressed like a woman just masturbating after he killed someone.
Him and his wife had kids, right?
Yeah, 2 kids, I think.
God, I can't even imagine.
Imagine your dad's a fucking serial killer. I'm sure they don't even want their names out there.
I wouldn't.
It doesn't even say their last name. It just says the girl's name was Darcy. It doesn't even say
she probably just wants to stay anonymous.
Yeah. But that is the story of Mr. Brudos, the lust killer, or the shoe fetish slayer.
Wow.
Who named him that?
The media?
Shoe fetish slayer.
Shoe fetish.
Shoe fetish slayer.
What is your fettuccine?
What is your fettuccine?
Not feet, that's for sure.
That's gonna be on the next quiz. What's your fettuccine?
What's your fettuccine?
That's insane, dude. How... I like shoes, but...
Let's get some shoes. You remember that video?
Let's get some shoes.
Let's get some shoes. She was like, shoes. Shoes.
No.
How did it go from shoes to underwear to clothes to transgender to... This man was all over the place.
I feel like maybe the shoes were a gateway. And then he just started...
that's where it started and it progressed.
And also remember his mom always wanted a girl. And so
true.
I wonder if she forced him to wear girl clothes, because that happens. Some unstable people do that. If they really wanted a girl, they force their sons to wear.
He liked them stilettos. He was all stilettos.
Poor baby. I'm pretty sure his emotional and physical abuse didn't help either.
No, probably not.
Well, I'm not calling him now, killing necrophilia. Poor baby. I'm talking about the 5-year-old him. Yes. Baby him.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's insane, dude.
It's crazy, right? How your childhood can make you who you are as an adult.
And I know people say you make yourself. You know what I mean? You choose the path that you're gonna follow. But it's so hard when you have
there's
a rough upbringing.
And there's just some people who are so far gone mentally. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
It's just the world. The world's a scary place. I just want to keep myself in
a bubble,
my family and my kids and everybody in a small bubble.
Yeah.
Okay, a big underground bubble. We can put everybody in a big underground bubble.
Yeah.
Like that movie with Brendan Fraser. Was it Brendan Fraser?
Yes, that one.
That one. Where his parents kept him there.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. Oh yeah, there's so many weird things. Okay, so mine is he's an Indonesian serial killer, and his name is Ahmad. I'm gonna totally butcher this, but Ahmad Surdaji, and he was born December 12th, 1952. But he also has another name that he goes by, Nasib Kaliwang is what he's also known as. So he basically, so I call it a fetish, but I I mean, it kind of sort of is, because it kind of goes to like what yours was about his mom kind of contributing. His dad also contributed somewhat, almost all of it to why he kills. So his fetish was basically he had to drink the saliva of all of his victims that he killed.
Ew.
Yeah. So
sorry, I just picture warm saliva.
It's so gross, right? Oh, okay. Anyway.
I started thinking about Crybaby, where she's like, she puts her tears in a mason jar and she's drinking her tears.
Oh.
But instead of the tears, I'm just like picturing her spitting. No, I can't do it.
My bad, y'all. My bad.
Why is that more gross than what me and Gato just talked about? Like, how is that more gross?
I don't know. But so he admitted to murdering over 42 women and girls between the years of 1986 and 1987. And his victims range between 11 years old to 30 years old. So basically what he would do is he would strangle his victims and he would bury them in the ground, but only up to their waist. So everything above them would be, they'd be out of the grave, right? And the really messed up part is they had to dig their own graves. He made them dig a hole and then he would bury them like in there.
Easy ass.
Yeah. So he lived in Indonesia, and he was like one of those like cattle farmers, and he owned a sugarcane plantation. So that's where all of his victims were pretty much at. He no, he didn't own it. It was a sugarcane plantation that was near his cattle ranch. Mm-hmm. So that's where he buried all his victims at, was in there. And so the weird part of it too was that he would bury them only to their waist, and their heads had to be facing his house. So they had to be facing his house, buried like up to the waist, and he would have to drink their saliva because he was convinced that it would give him some sort of like supernatural healing power, and he'd be like the ultimate healer god person.
I'm sorry, but imagine looking outside your house and there's just a bunch of dead bodies staring at it. Oh my goodness.
No. So, whatchamacallit? So his dad, actually, he said the reason that his dad had died, right, when he was younger. And so the reason he started doing this was because he said that his deceased father had visited him in a dream back in 1986 and commanded him to murder 70 women as part of a black magic ritual. Oh. But I was trying to find, and I don't know if it was like his dad did the ritual, you know, and then like maybe it was like something like, oh, well, if your son or your, you know, predecessor or whatever doesn't kill this many women, then something happens to you or something like that.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find exactly who did the black magic ritual, but I'm thinking it was his dad. So the really messed up part is when he got caught, he said a quote, and his quote says, "My father did not specifically advise me to kill people, so I was thinking that it would take ages and I would have to wait so long to get 70 women. So I tried to get it done as fast as possible, and I took my own initiative to kill these people." So his dad basically just told him that he had which I don't understand, because he says his dad told him in a dream to murder him, to murder these women. But when I was doing deeper research, his dad basically just told him he had to somehow get the saliva from the women. But obviously you're not going to go up to someone and be like, "Can I have your saliva? Like, I need
just
it."
like suck it out of their mouth.
Yeah. And so he said that he took it upon himself to kill these women. Oh. But then I read another article that was like from 2002 that they did on him. And it said that his father had told him that the saliva had to come from fresh corpses. So maybe that's where he got the murder thing from. Because I was like, well, technically he says fresh corpses and not like murder them. Yeah. But he took it upon himself
to just kill them.
And do it that way. Yeah. So he did that, and he actually had 3 wives, and all of his wives were sisters. So they were like sister wives.
Were they triplets?
But apparently they were also arrested when they finally found him and convicted him, because they actually helped assist him in the murders and they helped him hide the body. One of his wives, her name's, I'm going to butcher it, Tumini, was tried as his accomplice and was actually sentenced to death before they reduced it. So she was going to be sentenced to death, but then they reduced it to just a life sentence in prison. So yeah. So he did that. So in April 24th in 1997, a 21-year-old girl asked 15-year-old rickshaw puller, she informed him to keep a secret. So this little girl apparently knew what was going on with Ahmad, right? She knew kind of like what was going on. So she was kind of like talking to her, like I don't know if it was her sister or like just someone she knew. She was talking to her and told her like if she could keep a secret. And so she was supposed to go somewhere. So the older girl was supposed to give her a ride somewhere, and she told her like, oh, just keep a secret for me. I'm going to go over here somewhere instead, but didn't give her the correct information. And so 3 days later, the 15-year-old was found, the 21-year-old was found, her body was found decomposing in the sugarcane, because the 15-year-old girl finally was like, okay, she's been missing. Let me just tell them what she told me, right? And so they found her. So that's how they brought up everything, was because they found her body. And then that's when they started finding all the other ones, right? So they picked him up to convict him, right? So they were trying to find out why he had, like, how so many women, like, how did he get these women, to come to his plantation and how did he kill them? So basically he was a cattle herder, right? Like a farmer, but he was also, he claimed to be like some sort of like mystical, like, what is it? Like a fortune teller guy. So,
okay.
Yeah. So women would go to him, and basically a lot of women went to him because he could say that he would cast a spell on their spouses so that their spouses would never cheat or like be disloyal to them in any way. That's how he would get all his women to come over here. So they would go to him, and then he would somehow like lure them to the sugarcane, and that's where he would, kill them. So he would strangle them until they were dead. And then right after he killed them, he would proceed to drink their saliva. Then after that, he would strip their clothes from their bodies to accelerate the decomposition process. And then he would bury them up to their waist in the ground with their heads facing towards his house. So when they caught him, he confessed, they were only going to try him for that one. And then he confessed that he actually killed 42 other women. So he killed 42? A total of 43. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was more than halfway there.
Mm-hmm. So, but he did this because he thought that he was going to be some sort of ultimate healer, mystical person. And like, oh my God, you're like a god or something. Yeah. But he was actually sentenced to death on July 10th, 2008 by firing squad.
Oh.
So that's...
Really?
Yeah, by firing
squad.
They still
do that?
Damn.
In Indonesia, I guess they do.
What year was that again?
In 2008. So he was 55 years old.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's not funny, but I'm like, I didn't know that they did that in other countries.
It wasn't by hanging?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
And he was, but it took him a long time to kill him because they actually got him and arrested him and put him in prison. I think it was, where was it? April of 1997 is when they caught him. So from 1997 to 2008, he was in prison, and then in 2008, they sentenced him to death by firing squad.
Why can't they kill pedophiles like that?
I have no idea.
Sorry, the dark side of me came out, but it's true.
That is true.
Yeah, but I mean, that's
damn.
Him. Yep.
He almost made it to the 70 that he needed.
How many women again? 42?
43. Technically. Because they caught him for that one, and then he confessed.
So how would he get? Did it say how he would get their saliva out? Like,
well, imagine you would just suck it out of their mouth.
Well, because like if you think about it, like,
well, he strangled them, so maybe like
he put like
a syringe,
yeah,
maybe, or like a dish.
Maybe.
Or
Maybe he had something like
down.
here. Yeah. And like, because he strangled them. So I'm guessing they're going to like gag and
cough and
stuff come out.
I don't get grossed out. But the thought of like drinking someone's saliva, I got really grossed out. Like I had to go get a water bottle.
Like it happened to me like with Sabrina, but for me I'm like it's gross, but it's different because she's my kid, you know what I mean? But like purposely like wanting to drink somebody else, well technically when you make out with somebody you're drinking their saliva. Gato. I just thought about that right now.
I think I make out with people.
You do.
I'm like single as a Pringle.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm just saying in general, when you make out with somebody you're drinking their saliva.
Well, yeah, but it's like sexy. But it's like sexy, not like a cup of it. Like I can't.
Imagine like drinking this whole water bottle.
I'm sorry.
Let me drink water.
Oh my god.
My bad.
I've drank other warm stuff, but like
Oh my god. I can't.
But I can't.
No.
Saliva. I don't know why. I know I've done much worse, but like I just saliva.
You've done much worse.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
That's so gross.
Let me just drink this water.
Oh man.
Now I'm like, ew, making out you're drinking somebody else's saliva.
Think about that next time you kiss your boyfriend, fiance, girlfriend.
Husband. Ugh.
I'm single. I don't make out.
Or like there's like the I can't no. Mm-mm.
Drink your water, girl. We're just been. This was a fun, gross episode. Happy Valentine's Day.
It was, but I just think it's hilarious. Like out of everything we talked about, we're both like with saliva.
You literally talked about a penis being eaten, and I'm like, oh, cool. Like I want to see, but it's just saliva, and I'm over here gagging. God, what is wrong with me?
What's wrong with us? We're disturbed. Oh my god.
I'm very disturbed. I was watching Hercules earlier, and I was like, damn, he's hot. And then I'm like, ew, it's a cartoon.
I was making fun of his nipples. I was like, oh, I never noticed his nipples before. There's like it's a line from his shoulder
swirl.
all the way down to like where the nipple is, and it's like a little swirl.
Really? Yeah, like a cinnamon roll.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, a cinnamon roll. I was like, oh, I never noticed his nipples before.
Cinnamon roll.
And then I was looking at, what was her name? Meg. I was looking at Meg, and I was like, but she's not even that pretty, and her eyebrows are too thin.
She's not even that pretty.
Anyway.
I can't. We're still in January. Y'all yelled at me about that earlier.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Mm-hmm.
You both yell, what?
What? It's not February.
It's not February.
I can never say February. Why is there an R in there?
February. Don't ask me how to spell it. I'm just going to put Feb.
Yeah, I always put Feb.
F-E-B.
Feb.
But isn't it like February?
It's February.
Like what? Like Wednesday is Wednesday.
Wednesday.
That's how I spell it in my head when I'm spelling it out.
Happy MLK Day. Today's Martin Luther King.
Oh, that's right, guys.
Martin Luther King.
Today?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Martin
Today.
Luther King.
That's why we're off today. Well, we are off today.
I'm always off.
I'm like, wait, I'm not working right now either. It was ordered by the doctor not for me not to work.
Yeah.
So technically,
I want to not
I'm off.
work anymore.
Yeah. Let's just all quit and be housewives.
Well, can we just get paid doing this?
I
right?
wish. This would be
Guys.
so fun.
Right.
Listen more so we can get paid.
No, they're all, we'll put out more episodes and stop taking month-long vacations.
Yeah, put out new episodes, hoes. Fine.
We will
Well,
once
guys,
we're
Just
not
bear
pregnant.
with us, okay?
Guys, they keep getting pregnant. What to do? Help
She
me.
keeps getting pregnant.
You got the Rona. You started it.
That's true.
Stop making out with people and drinking their saliva.
I can't.
Oh my god. Oh, that's funny.
Oh my God. I have nothing else to say about this episode. We were just, I don't know, we were like brainstorming on another crime episode we could do because we haven't talked about crime in a while. And,
Yeah.
well, at least for us, it felt
theory.
like a while since we talked about crime. Technically, it's been like 2 episodes ago, but we were just like talking and I was like, what about fetish crimes? That's a good idea.
And we found some weird ones.
And there's like a lot more.
Yeah.
Like, this is not even like anything. There's so many.
We can probably do like a lifestyle episode of like just fetishes because there's so many out there that I've like
Crazy fetishes.
the sunrise one. Like,
yeah. So imagine just like masturbating to the sun. Like, why?
I want to know, like, is it the color? Is it the heat?
Maybe it's
is
like
it the light?
You feel like warm, but also I hate the sun.
I don't like the sun.
I'd rather
either.
be gloomy.
Yeah.
And rainy.
or like the My Strange Addictions to that one, like the one lady who drank her own urine because she thought it was curing her cancer, but it was really just like
Messing her up.
poisoning her own body because it's like waste coming out.
Yeah.
So like they say like when you're on survival mode, like
You
to drink your urine, but it's not permanent, you know?
Not every day.
Ugh.
Would you drink your own urine for $300,000?
Let us know.
I would.
Oh, me? You would?
For that much money? Yes.
I can't. Nope.
I would
Would
just
you
close
drink,
my eyes.
Gato, would you drink
shut
my
up.
saliva for $300,000? I'll make sure to brush my teeth.
Put it in the fridge.
Ew.
Put it in the fridge and then I'll drink it. I just
Put it in the
with
freezer,
ice?
make it like a popsicle.
I don't know if I
No,
can do like
she's like-
warm straight out
she's
of your
all-
mouth. I don't know if like
She's like, can you put it in a blender with ice and make it into a margarita with lime, please?
add a little bit of lime, a little bit of tahini, and maybe
Oh, no. I like that. Put it in the freezer and maybe I'll do it.
yeah, because I don't know about warm with all the little bubbles.
No. Okay, I think we're done.
Okay.
Okay,
No more.
so if you have any fetishes, email us at scarynutsscarypodcast@gmail.com.
Oh, let me email you real quick.
Please don't send us any pictures of your fetish.
God.
Oh, man.
I can't. Visit our website, scarynutsscarypodcast.com. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and download Podbean and follow us on Podbean. Make sure to rate and review us on the iTunes podcast app. We are on Spotify, iHeartRadio, all the major platforms. And I went out of order, so I'm kind of lost.
And that's it.
Let us know how you liked the quiz and if you guys like stuff like that, because we can.
Oh, yeah.
We can make more.
Have y'all done the quiz yet?
What did y'all get?
Tim lost.
He did not.
He did.
Wow.
Mental.
Tim.
He goes, did you do the quiz? I was like, yes. And he was like, what did you get? I was like all of it, 100. Like I got every question right. He's like, I missed one.
Timothy.
Yeah. Loser. What is loser? What a lose. A her.
It's okay. Nick missed some too.
Some.
Really?
He did.
Nick.
I was like, really?
He missed the one about himself.
Who's the art director? Not Nick.
Nick's fired.
You're fired.
Oh my god.
Nick's been fired like 10 times.
Yeah.
But he's still there.
Sorry, babe.
He's that employee that you try to fire, but he still comes around.
Oh my god.
Poor Nick.
Oh man.
We love him, but he's fired every time we see him.
Yeah. Sometimes I just look at him and I'm just like, it's okay. It's
fine.
Love you. It's fine.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, guys, let us know what your fettuccine is.
Fettuccine.
What kind of fettuccine do you like? What kind of fettuccine do you want us to talk about next time? Send us your suggestions. So Mackenzie did give us permission to post her pictures.
Ooh, thanks.
So I'll be post. So those will actually already be posted before this episode comes out. So you'll be able to look on our Instagram for those pictures of the creepy doll and of the note that the creepy doll left.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yes.
I didn't like that.
And then, yes. So, next episode, we'll have some stories ready for you guys. Ooh, I can't wait. I think that's it, though. Let us know what your fettuccine is, what fettuccine you want us to talk about next time. But until then, remember to always stay scary.
Earth is scary.